We have some huge changes coming on the pipeline in the weather department for the Sunshine State. What's up, guys? Certified meteorologist Jonathan Kagas with you. And in this video, we are going to talk about a really active weather pattern setting up for a lot of the state of Florida. I'm going to show you the timeline to not one, not two, not three, sounding like LeBron James counting championships, but we do have a lot of rain coming our way with several disturbances. We're going to talk about how much rain is coming. Could be some drought-busting rain for a lot of Florida that is in desperate need of some moisture. Again, it has been a long time since we've seen this much rain, at least this active of a pattern coming our way. We're going to start you off on Monday. If you're getting the kids ready for school on Monday, we're talking about a dry start for most of Florida, especially Central Florida. Wanted to show you here the changes, though, by the time we get into the afternoon. So, again, this is lunchtime. We have some heavy rain sliding up from about Lake Okeechobee, just a few sprinkles into Central Florida. And again, we'll give you a state view in just 1 second about how much rain could be coming through Friday. Look at this, though. Getting the kids off the school bus could be a little dicey. Again, Pinpoint Weather app, it's a free download. Great tool. I'll put the link in the description and in the comments. But that'll give you a heads up if there's some lightning coming your way. And there could be some embedded here as this kind of round of rain slides on through Monday afternoon into the evening. There's 7 o'clock, again, working late or heading into work for second shift. Could be dodging a few heavy thunderstorms along I-95. Not expecting anything damaging or anything like that on Monday, but the rain could be heavy at times, certainly a lot of lightning embedded in that. We're going to keep that rolling again right on through Monday evening. I do think Tuesday starts off dry as well, but we'll fire up more storms with the heating of the day. Here's the deal, and this is why it's kind of an atypical weather pattern for Florida. This front, it's going to get itself hung up over the northern part of the state. It's a stationary front draped across North Florida. You see by the afternoon, we'll bubble up a few scattered thunderstorms. That's why we have green all across the state of Florida. Wednesday itself is another disturbance. It kind of develops over the Gulf of Mexico and then rolls its way across the Florida Peninsula and through the Panhandle as well, right along this front that's acting like a highway. You see all the rain through 5 o'clock on your Wednesday. We're going to back this up a little bit and show you the next disturbance coming down. That front kind of starts to work its way back to the south. It becomes a cold front again. Some cooler air starts to spill in towards North Florida. Big area of low pressure, though, developing off the coast of Texas, Louisiana, going to ride across that front, bringing us another round of rain on Thursday through a lot of the state of Florida. And then there's Friday. It finally is that grand finale, if you will. It kind of gives us a nice clean sweep. But before it does, there's Friday at 5 o'clock with still some heavier rain as kind of that last gasp cold front from this very unsettled stretch, this very active pattern continues through Friday. Again, all because of that front stalling over North Florida, acting as that highway. Those disturbances then ride that front, bringing us those rounds of rain. Not every day is going to be a washout, but certainly going to be impactful rain. By the time we get into Friday, again, this is going to include the rain from Monday afternoon now through Friday evening. We'll have a widespread 1 to 3 inches of rain. Now, I say that because if we do get embedded in some of those heavier thunderstorms that I showed you on that high-resolution future radar earlier in the video here, we could have isolated higher amounts than 3 inches, potentially even 4 or 5 inches in those isolated spots. There you go. Widespread 1 to 3 inches. For perspective, in Orlando, that's about as much rain as we've picked up for the entire year so far, from January 1st to where we are at the making of this video on April 23rd. Again, widespread 1 to 3 inches coming for the entire state of Florida. Look at that again, picking up 2.83 inches of rain at the Orlando International Airport since January 1st. Again, that puts us more than 6.5 inches below normal in the rain gauge. I think we're taking a huge bite out of that deficit. But again, to put in perspective, we can pick up about as much rain as we've seen all year so far in Orlando in about a week or less. We've seen some very heavy rain, of course, in and around Miami, Fort Lauderdale. We're 10 inches above Tampa. We are considered to be an extreme drought, and I'll show you that drought monitor in just 1 second. We're more than 7 inches below normal now. About 3.5 inches below normal in Fort Myers. We've improved things a little bit. We've gotten out of our extreme drought, now in a severe drought. Jacksonville, we're running about 3 inches below normal, picking up nearly 9 inches of rain on the year. Hey, before we break down this drought monitor, of course, hurricane season right around the corner. If you want to stay updated, you have to hit subscribe. Please hit that subscribe button. If you are finding this video helpful, please hit the thumbs up. Also, post in the comments where you're tuning in from across the great state of Florida or elsewhere. We'd love to know about that. All right, here's the deal. Scale is on the right. This moderate drought category extends through the coast. So that is where we've seen some improvements for some heavier rain last week. Where we've not seen improvements and where it's gone the other way is this big bright spot here from St. Petersburg, including a lot of Pinellas County into Tampa, up the I-75 corridor, closing in on the Big Bend. That's going to be southwest of Ocala. This big blotch of brown from Fort Myers, Naples, through Orlando, including Ocala, closer to Cedar Key. That is a severe drought. So most of Florida continues to be in a severe drought. Things improving a little bit the closer you get to South Florida, and that is because of some historic rainfall that has fallen. If you want to know more about that one-day event in Fort Lauderdale, click that thing that pops up above your head. That's going to take you to another video that breaks down that insane record-breaking event. But we've also had a couple of weeks of heavy rain, especially in and around the Miami area in the northern Keys, the upper Keys. So that is why we've eroded our drought. We've also had some pretty wet weather at times through the Panhandle this year, and that has gotten rid of our dry spell that we've gotten ourselves into. So some improvements, but right smack dab in the peninsula, that is where we are still suffering. As to be expected with dry weather, we're just drier than normal. Of course, this is the dry season. Still, wet season, when we fire up those daily thunderstorms, ignite the sea breeze, and we get those rockin' afternoon storms, that typically doesn't happen until the end of May and early June. We are going to have some heating of the day thunderstorms involved in this little active pattern, but this is not the start of the wet season just yet. This is, again, all because of that front acting as that highway, sending that increased rain chance, several rounds of rain right on through the entire state of Florida over the next several days. Thank you guys a ton for tuning in. Again, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. We are going to have a lot on this channel about Florida weather. And if you want to stay updated on all things Florida weather, you need to hit subscribe again. And of course, we're going to have a lot to do with tropical meteorology coming up. There's no nonsense when it comes to that as well. So if you are a fan of learning about tropical weather, breaking down what is out in the Atlantic, and hopefully nothing this year, I know that's a stretch, but nonetheless, if you want to see what the outlook is as well, click on this video that pops up. That'll take you to Colorado State University's outlook. They released that a couple of weeks ago, and it breaks down their thoughts as to what could happen this hurricane season. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, we'll catch you next time on the next video.